Owen. You sitting up? Good morning.
Shall we bow our heads? Invocation, please. O God, I bless your name for this marvelous day and this magnificent occasion. Sanction your blessings upon this medical laboratory technician class that is crossing the graduation threshold today. These special trained men and women of our Navy have labored for 52 strenuous, tedious, time-consuming weeks and have now arrived at this time of graduation, a time of crossing over. Bless them for their long hours of study, labs, sacrifices, the highs of school, the lows of schools, and their devotion to excellence in the field of medicine. As they go forth to various duty stations around the world, proudly serving our Navy teams, please guard and guide their every footstep. I pray for their family members, husbands, wives, mothers, and fathers, and other special support systems who have supported them all while in the laboratory school. Thank you for their unyielding presence and devotion. Bless all who are here today to witness this promotion, which challenges every student to assume the mantle of greater responsibility. Through you, O God, allow them to go forth and to shine for this our great country. In your most holy and precious name I pray, O God. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me try it again. Today is a day of celebration. I am Charles Taylor, president here at Thomas Nelson Community College. Because it is a day of celebration, let me begin again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Very good. I would like to welcome you to the 14th ceremony for the Navy Med Lab Technician program here at Thomas Nelson Community College. Our activities today is really a celebration to these men and women, and I emphasize men and women who have taken great strides to be here today. A lot of dedication, and this celebration is in your honor as our graduates. But before I begin, it is my pleasure to introduce members of the stage party. With us today, Dr. McKinley Price, Chair of the Thomas Nelson Community College Board. Captain Gregory Craigmouse, Executive Officer, Navy School of Health Sciences, Portsmouth. Dr. Robert Baldigo, the Executive Vice President here at Thomas Nelson Community College. Dr. Richard Fleming, our Vice President for Academic Affairs. Ms. Cynthia Calloway, our Vice President for Institutional Advancement. Dr. Vicki Richmond, our Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Donald Bartholomew, Dean of Natural Health and Social Sciences, and Chief Darren Wilson, School Head, Medical Laboratory Technician Program, Naval School of Health Sciences, and Lieutenant Commander Kenneth Johnson, our Chaplain, Navy Medical Center, and bringing us in, our Grand Marshal, Mr. Ron Bertheimer. Give them a round of applause. Thank you. It is also important to note that even though we have the stage party here, we have a number of other distinguished guests because they wanted to be here today to help us celebrate our graduates. In the audience, we have Commander Gene Scherer, Senior Chief Bruce Ross, Lieutenant Jim Anderson, Lieutenant Commander Andrew Carter, Dr. Deborah Fontaine, Executive Assistant to the President here at Thomas Nelson, Dr. Deborah Wright, Vice President of Workforce Development, and Mr. Rob Elsass, Historic Triangle Campus Administrator. Let's give a special thanks to them as well for being here. And we also would like to thank the Honor Guard from the Navy School of Health Sciences, Portsmouth, who presented the colors for the ceremony. Give them a round of applause. Each year, when we have this ceremony, they give me an opportunity to say a few words, and I'm going to make my comments brief today because we have a short ceremony, but we're going to make certain that it is a distinguished ceremony because, again, you've studied, you've trained, and you have a wonderful life ahead of you protecting the lives of others. But as we begin today's ceremony, this is a great moment for Thomas Nelson. It's a great moment for me. It's a great moment for the family, friends, and loved ones who are out here supporting you. But if you look at all that you've gone through, Thomas Nelson is really proud to be a part of your lives. We are profoundly honored to be the only non-military site selected by the Navy to provide this type of training. It is a unique partnership. We are extremely happy to do our part in supporting the Navy's global effort. Here at Thomas Nelson, we've always been proud to serve the military community. We're even more so today as members of the armed forces serve the cause of freedom around the world. The importance of our role and yours is more essential to our community and our nation than it ever has been. Our role is indeed intertwined. Here at Thomas Nelson, we believe it is our responsibility to support you and to help you develop because you protect us. You are a part of our ultimate security system, our security center. The better you are trained, the more secure we are as individuals, as a community, and as a nation. Among our graduating students today are 6 individuals who have already served in Iraq and Afghanistan, supporting the U.S. Marine Corps as hospital corpsmen prior to enrolling here at Thomas Nelson. Hospital corpsmen, they play a key role in rendering emergency medical treatment to our U.S. Marines in a combat environment. Upon graduation, these same U.S. Navy students will be sent around the world to serve as med lab technicians in the U.S. Navy. Today, it is clear in our lives that the United States depends on you, these graduates. It is truly a working partnership between Thomas Nelson and the Navy as we prepare you to save lives. We have the responsibility to do so to more than give you information, but it's also our responsibility to help you develop as leaders, to help you develop as team members, citizens, critical thinkers, and people who are very flexible in adjusting to the times and the emergency of the moment. During your time here, we've kept our eyes on you. We've seen you and been impressed by your dedication to the programs and to your colleagues. We are confident that our commitment and our determination will be hallmarks as you provide quality service in the Navy and as citizens of this great country. As you leave here destined for places around the world, we ask that you make the most of your training and education that you've received here at Thomas Nelson. Go with a powerful combination of competence and character. The competence that you've acquired from your education. The character that you have inherited from your parents, your family, your loved ones, and also your communities, and more importantly, from the U.S. Navy. The powerful combination of all those things will surely keep you on the right track as you go forward in life. We at Thomas Nelson are proud, and we congratulate you on this great day. You have taken on the awesome charge of dedicating a part of your life to service of others, to this country, and to the world. We say go forth with the love of your family, your loved ones, and the blessings of the many instructors and military leaders, and the respect of your peers. Go forth to perform your duties to protect this great nation, and go forth in a certain knowledge that all you will eventually leave behind are for your good name and your good works. Thank you for being a part of Thomas Nelson, Thank you for serving this great country, and we wish you great success. You are individuals that when you walk across this campus and people see you in uniform, students, faculty, staff, stand up and feel proud of what you've accomplished and what you are going to accomplish in saving the lives of others. It is my pleasure as president here to be here at this commencement ceremony to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and also congratulations. It is my pleasure then to take it a step further and introduce the chair of our local board, Dr. McKinley Price. Dr. Price.
Good morning. Good morning. As chair of Thomas Nelson Community College's local board, I am delighted to join President Taylor in congratulating the members of this distinguished graduating class and their families and their friends. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Executive Officer for the Naval School for Health Sciences, Captain R. Gregory Craigmiles. He is an esteemed Navy officer who has served this great nation for more than 20 years. Throughout his career, he has held leadership positions in military operations across the United States and locations abroad. Captain R. Gregory Craigmiles was commissioned in 1981 as a U.S. Navy Lieutenant, junior grade, with the Medical Service Corps and completed Officer Indoctrination School at Newport, Rhode Island the following year. Currently, he is an executive officer at the Naval School of Health Sciences, Portsmouth, Virginia. Captain Craigmiles also served 4 years as the Navy Surgeon General's Specialty Leader for Medical Technology and was President of the Society of Armed Forces Medical Laboratory Scientists from 2001 to 2002. To say Captain Craigmiles is well-traveled would be an understatement. He served in some wonderful places, many of which members of this fine graduating class might be destined. Imagine San Diego, California, Bethesda, Maryland, Monterey, California, Washington State, Washington, D.C., Japan, and Spain, just to name a few choice duty stations. He also served in Iraq in 2003 as Director of Ancillary Services for Fleet Hospital 8 in support of operations Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. As a result, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal and the Global War on Terrorism and Expeditionary Medal were added to his extensive list of awards. Among his other awards are the Meritorious Service Medal with 2 gold stars, the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal with 2 gold stars, and the National Defense Service Medal with 1 bronze star, and numerous others. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Biology from the University of San Diego, an MBA from the University of California at Riverside, a Master's of Science degree in Medical Technology from California State University, Dominguez Hills, and a Master of Science degree in Information Technology Management from the Naval Postgraduate School. He is also a graduate of the Interagency Institute for Federal Health Care Executives. Captain Craigmiles is married to the former Kathy Winslow Carr of Quantico, Virginia, and has 2 children, Sarah and Adam. Would everyone please join me in welcoming Captain Gregory Craigmiles.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the introduction, Dr. Price. And Dr. Taylor, thank you very much for the kind words you said about the Navy and Thomas Nelson partnership. This program has been a spectacular success ever since it started, and I recall when it did. I'm also very gratified to see the strong support up on the balcony from the community. Who are you up there? NSHS staff or hospital staff? Anyway, you may not be able to see them. I can see them, but they're out here supporting you. So good morning, graduates, family members, distinguished guests, and faculty. I'm honored and humbled to be here today to address you. And graduates, I hope you are all very proud of your accomplishments, because you should be. What you have accomplished required a great deal of personal commitment, as well as commitment of the TNCC faculty, the NSHS staff, the clinical preceptors at Naval Medical Center Portsmouth and the branch medical clinics, your family members, and your loved ones. You're all partners in this educational adventure, and I thank you all for being here today in the auditorium for your combined efforts as we realize the success that we are celebrating this morning. I expect, graduates, that you are also feeling a bit of relief as well, especially having taken the ASCP National Registry exam yesterday. Would I be correct in that assessment?
Yes, sir.
I remember how relieved I was when I took the ASCP Registry exam 32 years ago. I know that's probably a shocking statement. Some of you are probably thinking, how can anyone be that old? But I can tell you, during the last 32 years, the changes in clinical laboratory technology have been truly amazing. When I trained, there were no computers, and there weren't even any handheld calculators, and most of the chemistry work that we did was limited to a spectrophotometer. We calculated enzyme levels by plotting reaction rates on log paper. And I know that you have a manual lab in your training program, but can you imagine doing all the chemistries on a spectrophotometer? It would be impossible now. The very first automated blood counters were being introduced into hospitals when I trained, and they all required manual pre-dilution of the specimens before we did the white and the red cell count. All the platelet counts were done manually. And a lot of our training during those days was spent in the reagent preparation room, where we mixed the chemicals to do the analytes such as total protein, albumin, creatinine, and amylase. We made our own microbiology media, mixing otter and sheep blood. It sounds really medieval, doesn't it? But the world of medical technology that you have entered is much different than the one that I grew up in. Naval hospitals and medical centers that you will be assigned to have the most sophisticated and up-to-date instruments and analyzers available. Navy laboratories rival those of the best equipped civilian medical centers in the nation and in the world. You have already been exposed to some of this technology in your Phase 2 training at NMC Portsmouth. But even if you are deployed far forward with an expeditionary medical facility or aboard one of our carriers or amphibious ships, you will be working with laboratory technology never dreamed of 30 years ago. As you know, we now have technology in a single handheld battery-powered analyzer, not much larger than a cell phone, that can perform blood gases, electrolytes, glucose, BUN, and calcium levels, and a few drops of whole blood. That is something that would have taken us 2 or 3 technicians and more than an hour to do 30 years ago. And I can talk about technology all day long because I am a technologist and I am an admitted technophile, but that's not why I'm here speaking to you this morning. I'm speaking to you to let you know that the Navy sent you to this academic program, not just to learn laboratory technology, but to gain an understanding of the scientific principles underlying the technology, to gain an understanding of the diagnostic process as it pertains to the evaluation of health and disease, and to understand how various disease states affect the laboratory results that you will be producing. Over the course of your career in a clinical laboratory, you will produce thousands of laboratory results that will directly affect the medical treatment of thousands of patients. Healthcare providers will rely upon you for accurate and timely information. You may be surprised to find how much medical students, nurses, physician assistants, residents, and even staff physicians rely on your knowledge of laboratory medicine. They will look to you as laboratory experts. That is why it is so important for you to be committed to lifelong learning during your careers and to obtain national certification. You have just completed an important phase of your education, but please do not let it end here. The Navy expects much from you, and the Navy is a demanding organization. but the Navy also offers unmatched opportunities to those who are willing to do the work. Over the 25 years of my naval service, I have known many advanced laboratory technicians who have gone on to obtain bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees. When I was a specialty leader for Navy medical technology, I requested a program change to allow our Navy advanced laboratory technicians who obtain a bachelor's degree and national certification to receive direct commissions as laboratory officers in the Medical Service Corps. That request was approved, and today, our main source of laboratory officers in the Navy Medical Service Corps comes from you. It comes from the NEC 8506 community. I urge each of you to take full advantage of the educational opportunities provided by the Navy. I also urge you to affiliate with our tri-service professional organization, the Society of Armed Forces Medical Laboratory Scientists, known as SAPMAS. It is an outstanding organization that supports the development of all laboratorians in the Uniformed Services and the Veterans Administration. When you get to your duty stations, ask your laboratory officer about SAPMAS and join. You won't regret it, I guarantee it. In closing, I'll leave you with a quotation from a very famous general officer who once said very simply, "You may be whatever you resolve to be." Thank you for your service to our country. I am very proud to serve with you. My best wishes to each of you for continued success, scholarship, and happiness. God bless the United States Navy.
Thank you, Captain. Before we present the graduating class, I'd like to take just a few moments and let us recognize the program faculty who've been working with you for the past 52 weeks. I'd like them to stand so we can give them a round of applause for all their hard work and dedication. As Vice President of Academic Affairs, I now have the pleasure of presenting to you the class in the U.S. Navy Medical Laboratory Technology Program at Thomas Nelson Community College. These graduates have completed all requirements for graduation, and they have been recommended by the faculty. Will the candidates for Associate in Applied Science in Medical Laboratory please rise? President Taylor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the Associate in Applied Science in Medical Laboratory.
Thank you, Dr. Clement. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Thomas Nelson Community College Board and the Virginia State Board for Community Colleges, I hereby award you the Associate in Applied Sciences.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for Certificate in Medical Laboratory Technician please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Thomas Nelson Community College Board and the State Board for Community Colleges, I hereby award you the Certificate in Medical Laboratory Technician. You may be seated. In addition to their college degrees and certificates, each student participating in today's ceremony will receive the Navy Enlisted Classification for Advanced Laboratory Technician. Congratulations.
MLT 14, Class 14, congratulations. It is my privilege and pleasure to present the Navy Honor Graduate Award. The recipient of this award is HM2, Candace Clark. In addition, the following students are receiving awards for their outstanding contribution to the program. The class adjutants, who the military advisors, or the school program head, we relied on them. They were our eyes and ears for the last year. They were mostly responsible for maintaining military bearing and leadership within the class. I'd like to present the award for Assistant Class Adjutant to HM2, Miguel Montoya. Hospital Corpsman Second Class, Miguel Montoya. The next recipient for outstanding leadership and recognition will go to HM2 Jason Robeson. He acted as the class adjutant. The next recipient will receive the award for outstanding physical fitness. Throughout the year, our students have to undergo a physical fitness regimen. They actually physically train 5 days a week, but twice a year they have to remain ready and they have to be tested on their readiness. The recipient of this award will go to HM2 Miguel Montoya. Now I would like to ask HM2 Jason Robeson to come to the stage because he would like to present an award to the Thomas Nelson Community College faculty. Well, Mr. Zern. Sorry, forgive me. Ms. Sharon Berg. You're the recipient of this award. Ms. Sharon Berg,
now my honor to present the Vice President of Academic Affairs Student Awards. The first award is the Outstanding Student Award for the class of MLT 014. And that goes to HM2, Miguel Montoya. He's never going to be able to make it home with all these awards. The next award is the Service Award for the class of MLT 014. And this is presented to HM3 Dinah Muldrow. And finally, probably the most important award, the Tenacity Award for the class of MLT 014. And this is presented, I'll read this one, for exemplifying self-discipline in challenging times, demonstrating self-determination in the face of adversity, and resolving to achieve higher goals at each step in the educational process. And this award goes to HM3 Emily Kenny. Dr. Donald Bartholomew, Dean of the Natural Health and Social Science Division, will acknowledge this year's graduates. Marco Jarrell Blow, summa cum laude. Jason Lee Robeson, magna cum laude. Rachel Lynn Carr. Candace Marie Clark, summa cum laude. Gail Lynn Covington, cum laude. Nettie Minerva Gordon. Aaron Antonio Laval Lewis, summa cum laude. Patrick Ian McDougall. Gloria Opria Malign. Tun Zaw Min, cum laude. Dina Leah Maltrip, cum laude. Miguel Angel Montoya, summa cum laude. Babatunde Wolaji Onibanjo, summa cum laude. Laura Felicia Artist, cum laude. Frederica Letitia Bowen. Matt Allen Brooks, magna cum laude. Chad Julius Kondrakis. Demetric Antonio Dixon, magna cum laude. Angelica Nicole Jennings, cum laude. Emily Caroline Kinney. Francis Ivy Lewis, cum laude. Ephraim David Lopez. Tamisha Michelle McKinnon, magna cum laude. Abelardo Mendoza Hernandez. Dawn Aline Master, cum laude. Jeffrey Samante Nunez, summa cum laude. Raymond Lacandra McBilligan. Thurica Adriana Reynolds, magna cum laude. Emily Jo Ross. Francisco Javier Segura. Clifton Shane Turner, cum laude. Robert Matthew Boss.
I know you're waiting. I want you to absorb the moment. But all are present here today. Give our graduating men and women a rousing round of applause. This is one of the things that when the staff put commencement ceremonies together, they always are fearful that I, as president, will deviate from the script. Well, I'm going to deviate from the script. First and foremost, graduates, you realize that there are a number of individuals who have stood by you, pushed you, allowed them to cry on your shoulders when you were trying to figure out why this instructor was asking you to take a test and didn't tell you that it was going to be 2 tests the entire day. I'm sure some of you are trying to talk to loved ones and say, I really have to stay up until 3 o'clock to study, and I'm sorry that I cannot take the baby while you are sleeping. So all the graduates, I'm going to ask you to please stand. Turn to the audience and give a thank you to all those loved ones who supported you throughout this time. It also gave your loved ones the opportunity to take those pictures that they didn't get when you were walking across stage. But this really concludes today's ceremony. And for the graduates and guests, there's a reception in the lobby of this building. But I'm going to ask you all again, because today we're going through so much in the world, and these individuals are dedicating their lives to us to really sit here and stand here today. So I'm going to ask you all again to please give a round of applause to the graduates here today. Can I ask you to all please stand for the benediction?
Shall we bow our heads in prayer? Oh God, we comprehend that commencement marks new beginnings. We thank you for the new beginnings of these who have graduated. New opportunities, new challenges, new duty stations, new people, new beginnings. We marvel at how you have used people as light. These instructors at Tidewater Community College you've used. Family members you have used, naval officers and chiefs and those in leadership you've used. That these who have commenced, who have graduated over will be used as instruments of greater light. Now guide their careers as they go to foreign lands and difficult hot spots. Guide them. Watch over them. Keep them. We need you. Now thank you for all who are in attendance this day. We give you all the glory and all the praise. In your most holy name, I pray.